Hello, I am Edgin Montiel, and I am here to present for you the laptop pointer redesign for Dr. Foley's 1503 Introduction to Engineering Design. I'm pretending I'm part of lecture number 001 and lab section 040, and I am group 3, which we call ourselves E cubed, because it's myself, Edgin Montiel, Ed Gilligan, and Ed Ginnigan are here to present for you our project. All three of us being right here together in one person. But the first thing I want to show you guys is going to be our Gantt chart and our timeline here. So our project schedule is kind of broken out in this Gantt chart, but this is really hard to see. So I went ahead and zoomed in on some important information for you guys on this next slide. So this is just highlighting on what's left for us this semester on our project schedule. And we have already completed design project milestone 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the final project, design project milestone 5. And along that journey here, we had definitely set ourselves time frames and made sure to adhere to our schedule and assignments of duties so that we can complete this project. In doing so, one of the first things that we did was develop the objectives for the assignment. Put very simply, we just want to maximize the efficiency of a laptop pointer user interface device, or like a mouse for the laptop user. And in doing so, we wanted to make sure that we achieved all of these objectives. And now, once we identified the objectives, we went into requirements, our engineering requirements of those objectives. So as you can see here, we went ahead and identified things like how much it actually should weigh and what shape and ergonomic information about it and what materials we think it should be made out of. Beyond that, just like everybody in class, we had the same constraints that we have to follow on the assignment because it has to do things like fit inside of UCCS, and we have a budget that we need to make sure that we stick to as well. So as long as we make sure to follow our objectives, our engineering requirements, and the constraints on the assignments, we were able to come up with some preliminary design concepts. So the way that we came up with these design concepts is after doing a little bit of research, each member of the group went and made up their own design concept on what they think was important on how to satisfy those objectives that we came up with. And that's how we came up with these 4 designs. So the first design here is the wrist pointer mouse. And as you can see, there's 2 little clips that kind of go on your finger, so it still imitates the clicking of the left and the right mouse buttons, but then it's actually kind of attached to your wrist the entire time to try to add a more versatile capability of not having to be like at a desk all the time with your laptop and increase efficiency with the pointer device. The other one is just kind of a folding one. We kind of got the idea from something that already exists on the market for this particular mouse design, but this one is just a little bit different in the sense that it kind of folds into an arc shape. Design 3 and 4 here on this slide were the pen mouse, where the pen mouse just kind of represents a pencil or a pen, and it kind of uses the tracking feature, the DPI tracking for the way that the mouse translates the movement into the computer through the tip of the pencil. So it's like you're writing and controlling a mouse at the same time. And then this one is kind of cool because it actually would fix or adhere to the case of your laptop or to the external side of your laptop, where it's able to charge. So it's actually a design that would be more integrated into a laptop. And then it's removable, chargeable, foldable, and all of the nice qualities that you like in a mouse that you already have. So it was kind of a hard decision to make between our 4 designs because we feel like they were all very good, and you can see that by our decision matrix. All of them scored really good, high. We have a lot of 10s across the board, with these 2 at the end, the pen mouse and the attachable case mouse, being the 2 highest winners. And it's just because they satisfied all of the design objectives better than the other 2 designs, or at least we feel that they did on the objectives that we can actually adequately quantify at this point in time. Obviously, there's some things like the ergonomics and the shape of the designs that are going to be considered, and we're going to have to do that once we are able to do product testing, which was going to maybe also change the concepts of these designs as we're moving forward with the design process. The other thing that we might want to consider, since this did show that both of these 2 designs scored very highly on our decision matrix, is maybe exploring what alternatives that the two designs integration could be, just because obviously they're both very good designs, but we're going to go ahead and move forward with the pen mouse, and that's the one that we want to move forward with because it won in the decision matrix because it's the best design that satisfies all of the design objectives, the engineering requirements, and still falls within the constraints of the assignment. There was research done on the cost of some of these components. The idea would be to use pre-manufactured parts for this, like pre-made Bluetooth radios or Wi-Fi radios and different casings, housings, things that already pretty much exist to drive down the cost of manufacturing for the design. And in conclusion, we feel that the design is actually going to satisfy the project's objectives while still satisfying all the, with falling in all of the design constraints and requirements. But obviously we would still need to move forward before trying to set in stone a final design because we think prototyping is going to be a huge part of what still needs to be done and is one of our remaining design challenges. Beyond that, the ergonomics, as I was saying, is a big part of the design challenge that's left because we want to make sure that it fits comfortably in the user's hand. So that's could potentially change the shape of it or the weight of it. All kinds of things need to be considered when we start user testing some of the early prototypes. And then also what other user functions might be desired by the customers that we're targeting, which are laptop users, which are students and work professionals that usually use these devices in more of a travel type situation where you're not always at a flat desk. So those could all definitely help us evolve the design further to make a better end design. But that was all I had for you, so thank you for listening, and do you guys have any questions?